Hello everyone. So today I just thought I would show you an orchid that is in my yard. It's really pretty, and I just thought I would tell you a little bit about how orchids grow in Hawaii. I didn't learn all about it until after I've been living here for a little while, and so I thought maybe you might not know too, and you might want to know. So here's the one orchid right now that's in bloom. See how beautiful it is. And the way it grows is it's just attached to a tree over here. So it's got some big huge leaves, a couple of these, and then its roots, these are the roots, not these ones, but these ones right here that I'm touching. The roots just like attached to the tree, which is very cool, and actually goes like way down here. That's the end of the root. Look at that, isn't that cool? So that's how they attach to trees, and we have more. This is a different one, not in bloom right now. This is part of it. But the way orchids grow here is you can just go to the store or wherever you see an orchid, or someone gives you an orchid, and then you grab the orchid. You take all the rocks and dirt and moss away from the roots, and then you just place it on a tree. And you might have to kind of do something to make it stay on the tree so it doesn't blow off. And then after a little while, the roots just attach themselves, and this guy is just locked into the tree. So it's pretty cool. The roots just attach themselves to the tree, and they will just grow. You want to put them in like partial shade, not full sun and not full shade, like partial shade. So you have to find a tree that's kind of not that shady, and it doesn't hurt the tree at all, or the bush or whatever you put it on. It doesn't hurt it. Doesn't choke it out or anything like some vines do. Well, this one doesn't. And just look at how amazing that is. Very cool. Now I'm gonna show you one more. So we're just gonna cruise through the yard. There's papaya trees. There's 3 of those. Okay, and just keep cruising. This is actually a starfruit tree over here that we're coming up on, and I just thought I'd show you. There's one more orchid over here. It's they're not that impressive when they don't have flowers, like, oh, what's that, was that a weed? But no, it's not a weed. See, it is an orchid. Well, that's not part of it. Here's the roots on a tree. This one has different roots, but it's like glued onto the tree, the roots, just like the other one. See, the root goes all the way down to there. Oh, it keeps going. Actually, there's root all the way down here. That's orchid root from this orchid all the way up there. So that one's very cool. Oh, and then I didn't show you another one. There's one more. Wait. And this one is really awesome. So I'm gonna take you back over. Here's the jungle. The lower part of the yard is just like a freaking jungle, like a total jungle. Well, most of it's like a jungle. But anyway, there's another really cool one. Also not in bloom. So it's not that impressive right now, but it will be. So this is it. I'm touching it right now. This is an orchid. This is a kind that like droops down. And this one gets purple flowers all over it. Like tons of purple flowers. Not like 4 or 5. Like, the orchid I just showed you has like 4 flowers. This one has like a bazillion. Purple flowers that smell like grapes. A lot of orchids don't have a scent or have very little scent. But this one is amazing. It hasn't bloomed in a while though, so I don't know if it's really happy. Generally, most orchids, I'll show you the pretty one again, because that's like the one that's fun to look at right now. Generally, most orchids bloom about once a year. So, that's how the schedule works out. So what you can do, if you want an orchid in your yard and you live in Hawaii where it'll just grow outside on a tree, or even if you just grow orchids in your house and you know what to do in order to grow orchids in your house. I mean, here it's a lot easier to grow them outside because they just grow like a weed. I don't do anything to these guys. I don't water them or trim them or fertilize them or nothing. I tried fertilizing them for a little while, and then I was like, yeah, never mind. It's too much trouble. They grow just fine anyways. But what you can do is every month buy yourself a orchid that's in bloom, and then stick it in your yard or stick it in your house. Take care of it. And if you do that, you should always have one orchid in bloom, since they bloom about once a year. You know what I mean? So you could actually have an orchid that's going all the time. Here we just have like 4 or 5 orchids, so there's not always an orchid in bloom. But another one was just in bloom right before this. It was a purple one. There's an additional orchid up here. Just an orchid? Yeah, it is. See, they all look different. They have different leaves and different types of orchids. Also too, here's something to remember. Sometimes like someone will like give you an old orchid, or you just find one because it's like it's not in bloom. And a lot of people, they like throw them away when they're not in bloom and stuff. It's like, no way, just wait up to 1 year and it will bloom. So if you can stick it out in your yard, that's like a cool way just to you know, make use of it. All right, now I'm gonna take you down the road to my neighbor's yard, and we're gonna do a little glimpse at their orchids, because their orchids are like super amazing, and I want you to see. Okay, so let's head down to the neighbor's house. Okay, now we are over at the neighbor's house. Now it's hard to see, but way up there are flowers. But their orchids are just amazing. See all this green stuff? I don't know. We're gonna have to go around the fence. Okay. Now here, up in there is all orchids. It's very beautiful. It's hard to tell. But these are all orchids in their tree. There's like a whole bunch of them. And when all these guys start blooming, it's just amazing. It's hard to tell, but it's really, really, really cool. If you know orchids, you should be able to recognize that there's like tons in here. It's really amazing. And then they just have the one that's in bloom right now, which is like way up there. I don't know if you can see, but it's very, 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 very cool, very beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed checking out these orchids. All right, till next time. Hui ho. Bye.